Hey guys, it's Rachel from The Little Reading Lamb, and today I'm showing you my rereads for 2014. And before I get into this, this is not necessarily what I'm going to definitely reread. I might not get to any of these, who knows. But this is what I would like to reread. I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but let's start the list. So the first book is Delirium by Lauren Oliver, and I read this, I think it was a year after it came out or something. And I liked it. It was okay. It wasn't my favorite book, and I think it was maybe the time of year because it was around exam time, summer vacations coming up, like you're just really stressed out because you just want everything to be finished. And I was reading around then, I didn't really like it, and I think that might be due to the part. And this has gotten such good buzz around the YouTube community, Goodreads. I've heard so many good things about it, and I feel really bad for judging it harshly, so I'd like to reread it again, probably on March break or some less stressed time, and really give it a fair chance. So I'm just going to grab the ones. I don't really have a table I can put here to lean the books on, so it's going to be kind of me going out of the frame a little bit. So the next book is Barefoot by Elin Hilderbrand, and this is an adult book, and I really like Elin Hilderbrand's contemporary books. They're really good, and I read this one I think 3 years ago. Yeah, at Christmas. I was really sick, and I just really enjoyed reading it. Even though it is a summery book, I enjoy to read summery books sometimes in the winter because summer is my favorite season, so it brings me back to that. And also summer is such a simpler time than the rest of the year for me, at least, because it's less stress. But yeah, I really love her books, and I reread this, and even though I was sick, I had a really good time reading it, and it'll just bring me back to some good time. So the next book is a book I actually read this year, and it's The Spectacular Now by Tim Tharp. And it's quite a small book, so it'd make it easy to reread. And also I want to see the movie eventually. I really enjoyed this book. It's one of my favorite reads definitely this year. And it will probably be making an appearance on my top books this year. It was really good, and it's a short read, which would definitely help with a challenge for next year. And yeah, I just really want to reread it. And the fourth book I'd like to reread would be The Castaways, also by Elin Hilderbrand. I think I'm saying her name wrong. I think it's Ellen Hilderbrand, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But anyway, you get the gist. I love this book so much. The first time I read it was in grade 8, and I've probably read it 5 or 6 times since. And I absolutely love it, and I really want to listen to the audiobook because then I can listen to it on the way to school and such. And yeah, I just really love this book. It's one of those books that just brings me back. I have good memories around reading it. And yeah, it's just, I love them. So the fifth book I'd like to reread would be Eleanor Park by Rainbow Rowell. And this, I read it earlier this year, and I absolutely loved it. I just read her other book, Fangirl, but I didn't put that on this list just because I just read it very recently. And maybe I'll be feeling like it later next year, but I really liked this book, and I didn't rush it, but at that time, I really wanted to read it, and it was so good, like, I really just devoured it, so I'd like to take my time and read a little bit slower, and maybe I'll get some more of the references, because there's a lot of references, obviously, to the 80s, because it was set in that time period, and I like when, like, even watching TV shows and books, when they have lots of references, if you read them or watch them a year later, you usually can get more references, so it's pretty cool. The next book I want to reread is The Devil Wears Prada by Lauren Weisberger. I'm not sure if you pronounce her last name that way. I want to really reread this. I haven't read it since grade 7. And also I want to pick up the sequel. Well, I have the sequel. I want to read the sequel. And I really enjoyed this book. It was quite advanced for me being grade 7, I'd have to say. But it was a very long book, so I'm going to have to read this definitely on a time when I have a vacation from school, or this will literally feel like it's going to take me forever. And the next 2 books are actually part of a series. I want to reread Wither by Lauren DeStefano and Fever by Lauren DeStefano, and the reason being is I still have not read Sever. I did pick it up, but I haven't read it because I have a really bad issue with series ending. Certain series, like for example the Pretty Liars series, when that ends, I'm going to just, we all know I'm just going to devour it. But this series I'm kind of taking my time in because I'm actually really sad it's ending. Well, it's already ended. And I definitely need to get on it because I want to know what happens to the characters, and I need a refresher, so I want to pick up these to reread again. Okay, and the last 2 books I really want to read again are Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi. I had the same kind of problem with this book as I did with Delirium. I read it during a time, well, I don't think I really wanted to read it at the time, but I think I was on this thing where if I bought a book I had to read it right away. Well, not right away, but like I had to read them soon enough so it justified me buying it. But that doesn't really work out for me, and I think I really rushed this book and didn't give it the fairest chance. I did like it. but I haven't been drawn to pick up the sequel yet, so I really want to give it another chance because this book is blown up. Like, it's gone so much good buzz about it, so it's another book I'd like to go in and read again where there's less stress time. And the next book I enjoyed a lot. I think I read it 2 years ago, and it's You Against Me by Jenny Downham. And I really loved this book, and it was really good, and I just really want to reread it again. Yeah, so that has been my list of books to reread in 2014. Some of these books I don't have a review up on my channel because I read them either before, well, I read them before my channel started. So if you guys want to see any reviews on any of these books specifically, comment below and I'll be sure to get to them. I don't know when, but at least during the time frame of the first few months, I'll try to get to that. And yeah, so if you guys have any rereads or any of you guys rereading the same books, definitely let me know. And before I end this video, I just want to say thank you for you guys being very patient when I took that time off. It was justified. I got a lot of studying done. And yes, now it's just time. I'm going to be posting some more videos more frequently because I do have 2 weeks off. And yes, I'd like to say I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.